to the land of silver, that is the Thailand area. Then the Yavadvip, so Ropyadvip, Yavadvip, that is the land of Yava, the grains, that is the Java. The Java has come from Yava. Then he keeps on describing many islands. Then he says after that, you will see the ocean. That is possibly many oceans, but the Pacific. Once you cross this, now this is when it gets extremely fascinating. Once you cross it, you are going to come to the area of a Lord Anantadev. And in that area, to mark the flag of Ananta, just like Arjuna has his own flag and Bhima has his own flag, that flag is inscribed on the surface of the stone, surface of the mountain. And he describes how that mountain is. I'm going to say this to you. Trishira Kanchanas Ketu Talastasya Mahatmana Sthapita Parvatasyagre Virajati Savedika. I will split it. Trishira, like a trident. Trishira Kanchana, gold, shining like a gold, yellow color. Ketu, like a pillar, like a flag, Trishira Kanchanas Ketus Talas Tasya Mahatmana. Tal meaning like a pole, like a structure, like a, palm tree, something is there. Big structure. Mahatmana. Trishira Kanchanas Ketus Talas Tasya Mahatmana. Sthapita Parvatasyagre. It has been established at the front of a mountain. Virajati Savedika. With the Veda Bhumi, like a Yajna Bhumi, like a rectangle is there at the bottom of it. Now, why is this big deal? Just like that Arundhati Vasishta. Because today you can go to Peru, and on the west coast, of course, the coast is only on the west side. You can, near the Bay of Paracas, you can see a trident-like structure. It's known as the candelabra of Andes. And you can have that picture in front of you. I've given many talks on it. And you can have this Ramayana verse next to you. And you can see 1:1 correspondence, not even a single detail missing. Now, when Spaniards came there, they asked, like, when they saw the structure, said, did you do it? Said, no, we didn't do it. The locals there. Said, what about your grandparents? No, it was always there. They said it was always there. So the locals also don't know, the memory possibly lost. But Ramayana not only describes the structure, Ramayana tells you in the next shloka who made it, why it was made, when it was made. Purvasya Adishi Nirmanam, just like we have an international day line that goes through the Pacific. To establish the end of a east direction, just like today we say Japan, somewhere we have to start it, right? Somewhere we have to end it. Purvasya Adishi Nirmanam, Krutan Trat Tri Dasheshware. Indra is the deity of the east direction. Indra established it there. And when was it done? It was done in a Kruta Yuga, that is to say long time before Ramayana. Well, the reference is in Ramayana, so it has to be before Ramayana. So that description comes, no mention of Patal, but if you go to Puranas, you say which Puranas? Almost all Puranas, but Bhagavad Purana is a good one, Vishnu Purana is a good one, Ramayana is a good one, where Ravana goes there. Like Shurpanakha is actually been married, Ravana's sister, and has gone to South America. Kalakeya, or I forgot her husband's name.
Actually, so hold on. Let's pull it up on the screen. This is a lot of data.
Yes.
I would actually like to see it. What was the name of the mountain?
It's called Candelabra, Candle, bra, like candle stand, Candelabra of Andes. This one.
Oh, this is a real thing.
Yes.
It exists in the stone.
Yeah. And now if I sing that again, okay, it's like almost 800 feet tall.
Damn.
Okay. Trishira, Kanchana, golden, Ketu, Talastasya Mahatmana, Sthapita Parvatasyagre, at the top of the mountain stone.
What the
And just look at the bottom. Virajati Savedikaha. You see the rectangle at the bottom?
Yeah.
Like a Yajna Bhumi, we call that Vedika. Virajati Savedika.
So the locals don't know how far back this dates.
Correct.
It's lost knowledge.
They don't know who created. They don't know why it was created.
But it's described in the Puranas.
Ramayana.
Damn.
And it's not like Ramayana is described somewhere and we are somehow making the dots. No. Starting with India, going in the east direction, after going through Thailand, Myanmar and Indonesia, then crossing the ocean, and now you come at the land, and this is where it is.
I wonder what the designs symbolize, because it seems like it contains some meaning. The Trishul, it's obvious.
Yes.
And again, Trishuls are not just related to Shiva or Mata. It's an ancient part of culture.
It's even a weapon, right? Think of it.
What do Trishuls signify? Because it's there in Greek culture as well. Poseidon's.
Everywhere.
What meaning does it have in our culture?
I mean, it's a weapon, right? It's a very effective weapon. Like those people who have worked with the snakes, they might know that the kamberu. You know the word kamberu? It goes like this. I mean, I have killed many snakes.
You've killed snakes.
I have to, right? They come inside the house, right, during the rainy season. But there is a certain way it allows to hold. So this one is like a three-prong, right? So at least one of them will do the job,
right,
when you throw at someone.
Have you ever wondered about what those designs mean?
No, I haven't gone that far.
But do you think it could mean something?
See, what the description is, it is the insignia of Ananta. But I'm going to give you one more surprise there. Okay? So the shlok comes there. We can pull the shlok also if you want. Okay, so go to valmikiramaya.net.
That's a website? Valmiki Ramayana.
Whole Valmiki Ramayana is there.
Okay, let me just read out the English translation.
Yeah.
On that Shalmali island in Wine Ocean, you will be seeing the mansion of Vinata's son named Garuda, the eagle vehicle of Vishnu, which is decorated with numerous jewels and which in sheen will be like Mount Kailash, the abode of Shiva. This mansion is construction of Vishwakarma, the heavenly architect.
So the mansion was there. Archaeologists have not found it, or it might have been destroyed, But go to the next one. Now this Rakshasa begins, okay? Tasya Shaila Nibha Bhima Mandeha Nama Rakshasa Shaila Shrungeshu Lambante Nana Rupa Bhayavaha. There are 3 types of vampire bats that are found in the fossilized.
Just let me give one more piece of context here.
Yeah.
We had Ami Ganatra on the show, who I felt was one of the premier experts on both Ramayana and Mahabharat. And she constantly keeps highlighting Valmiki's Ramayana as the only Ramayana that should be referenced when it comes to even storytelling. And this is all based on Valmiki's Ramayana. Okay, so this is as much proof as you can have as a Sanatani.
Yes.
Now let's go on.
Okay. So now you can read the translation for verse 41.
Therefore, thereabout, horrifying and merciless demons of various shapes and similar to mountains in size, called Mandehas, will be dangling upside down from mountain peaks.
Who is dangling upside down?
Bats.
Right? Now, so sometime, I wouldn't say exaggeration, but embellishments like mountain in size, maybe it's like a mountain. In fact, their color is like a ash color, like a mountain stone color, So not always mountain size. They're not that big. But embellishment can happen. Now people may remember because of this.
Or perhaps, when we talk about megafauna, they say that all the animals that we see around us, only 1% of the animals that have ever existed.
Which is very true.
And they constantly talk about megafauna being prevalent in unexplored lands. Like Australia has a lot of megafauna even today. The big birds.
Correct.
The kangaroos are megafauna in so many ways. But if you study zoology, megafauna was extremely prevalent in Australia. And I'm sure it was prevalent in South America because of Galapagos Islands also.
Exactly. I would agree. And also the biggest extinction of them happened in 11,000 BC.
After Younger Dryas.
Yeah, around that time. Exactly, during the Younger Dryas. Beginning of a Younger Dryas.
Damn.
Possible. Yeah. And Graham Hancock talks about it. But I have Quaternary Extinction, a book this thick. And it just goes on and on. We can talk about the 4 tusk elephants, but we'll come to that. That are also described in Ramayana.
Okay, the first half of this episode, I was just in a very active brain zone. Right now, my skin is active. I'm just getting goosebumps with like every sentence.
Yeah, but let's complete this first, okay? Then we'll come to 4 tusk elephants. Okay, so you understand that although it is called Rakshasa, in reality it is a bat. Okay, now go down. Yeah. Te patanti jale nityam suryasya udayanam prati. When the morning happens, they go up there, look at the shadow and catch their prey. You can read if you want the day after day.
Day after day, those demons will be falling in water when sun always burns them at sunrise. And when the impetus of Gayatri hymn fells them down, yet they will be resurfacing and dangling on the mountain day after day. Seems a lot like some kind of giant bats.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Now today, with the remaining, whatever we have remaining, the megafauna 99% being extinct, but even with what we have, right now we have 3 varieties of these bats, vampire bats in South America. Now, we have watched too many vampire movies. So we think vampire bats are everywhere around the world. No, most of them, I mean, they eat animals and insects and all, and then fruits and whatnot. But the vampire bats, in the sense of blood-sucking bats, in the whole world, they are only available right now in South America. Okay, so this is very solid evidence for that, by the way. Okay, now go down. Okay, keep on going down. We skip slowly. Yeah, okay. Just let me read that. Okay, so Shweto Rushabho Nama Parvata, white Rushabha Parvata. This is referring to Andes, by the way.
You're talking about this 44B?
44 first line, yeah, 44 first line. You know, in the center of that milk ocean, there is a white mountain of colossal size.
Named Rishab, surrounded with closely growing trees, ever flowered with flowers of heavenly fragrance.
Yeah.
And a lake renowned as Lake Sudarshan is also there.
Go to Amazon, go to Bolivia, Peru. Beautiful.
Which is replete with silvery lotuses whose fibrils are golden in sparkle and which kingly swans will be scampering about.
Yeah. Well, now go to the next one. Like, so skip 46. It's not that relevant. Okay. Keep on going down. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Damn, how deep have you gone in this stuff, so?
Well, you full stop. But I wanted to show, okay, here, 51. Okay. Can you bring up? Yeah. Okay. So stick there. 52. And you know, you can read the whole translation, but I'll read 52.
Sure.
Now we are talking of Andes Mountain. We are going to talk of the structure in the verse 53 that I just read, and we saw the candelabra of Andes. But just before that, it is saying this structure that we saw is the insignia for the Ananta, which is verse 52. Asinam parvatasya agre sarva bhuta namaskritam sahasra shirasam devam anantam nila vasasam. Anantam. And Sahasra Shirsha is what? All the peaks of Andes. That's what the analogy is. Okay.
There you shall see then, O Vanar, the lotus petal, broad-eyed, thousand-hooded serpent god in black clothing. The lotus petal, broad-eyed, thousand-hooded serpent god in black clothing named Ananta sitting on top of that mountain. That's what the symbol was. And sustaining the earth on his head, who will be like moon in his brilliance and whom all beings hold in reverence.
They all will have a meaning. We'll ignore it for the, for brevity.
I think it's describing the symbol.
For brevity. But something else I want to tell you. So the next one is the insignia is given, which we already discussed. But now what I want you to do is go to search function. So remember Ananta. Okay. Ananta is referred to the Andes mountain with its Sahasra heads as each peak.
Right.
Now go to search and type Mount Ananta in Andes. Okay. So it will come like a cerro. Okay. So yeah.
Yes.
Now story is very similar to this candelabra of Andes. Now what can happen? The Western world came in contact with South America in the recent times only 500 years ago. So two possibilities, either somebody from Spain or Western Europe who has studied Ramayana very well or Indian literature, has been fascinated with the name Ananta, went to South America and one of the peak he gave the name Ananta. That's one possibility. What is the other possibility? We have a description next to the trident in Valmiki Ramayana. That name was there from the beginning. And I have gone through the searching for it. By the way, let me give the credit where it is due. One of the person, Mitra Desai, that I mentioned, who is in Australia,